Next Tuesday, August 4th, Virginians will decide the Democratic nominee for the 2nd Congressional District race.
Yeah, the 2nd District covers all of Accomack, Isle of Wight, and Northampton counties, as well as Virginia Beach, Suffolk, Franklin, and part of Chesapeake and Southampton counties. Leila Cox joins us in the studio with more on the candidates.
Yeah, Dana and Janet, 4 Democrats are competing to represent Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. I sat down with all 4 of them. Each says they're best equipped to face incumbent Republican Jen Kiggans this November in one of the most highly anticipated congressional races. One of Virginia's most competitive congressional districts is about to take center stage. Next Tuesday, Democratic voters will choose who they believe has the best chance to unseat Republican incumbent Jen Kiggans in November, in a district that could help determine control of the U.S. House. 4 candidates are making their cases to voters, each offering a different background and vision for Hampton Roads. Former Congresswoman Elaine Luria is looking to return to Capitol Hill after losing the district in 2022. The retired Navy commander says her military experience and previous time representing Hampton Roads has prepared her to take on Washington and the challenges facing the district. Luria's campaign focuses on affordability and protecting health care and stopping what she calls chaos in Washington under the Trump administration.
Well, this is a time when we need someone with experience and we need someone with a backbone. I have stood up to Trump before. I flipped this seat in 2018 when the people of the 2nd District were, fed up with the first Trump administration. And here we are again. We're in a situation where people want to change. They want something different. And I'm the person who will deliver that next Tuesday and then again in November.
Bill Fleming says his background in the military, education, government contracting, and environmental science has shaped his approach to public service. Fleming describes himself as an independent Democrat who wants to bring science-based decision-making to Congress. His priorities include supporting farmers through agricultural research, improving health care, and giving voters a stronger voice in government.
Being a scientist, I'm strongly supportive of increased agricultural research so that farmers are able to do more with what they're doing without having to spend a lot of money on chemicals. We need somebody that's not an old-style Democrat. We need independent Democrats who are going to listen to independents and Republicans as well and be able to work with them.
Physician Dr. Neela Devenith says her campaign is rooted in community advocacy rather than political establishment. Educated at the University of Pittsburgh, Harvard, and Yale, she says her experience treating patients across Hampton Roads has shown her how high costs can keep families from getting the care they need. Devenith's campaign centers on affordability and reducing the influence of corporate money in politics.
I am representing a progressive voice that is really anti-corruption and anti-corporate money and anti-APAC. And I think that's really important on both sides of the aisle, because there are folks in the primary who in their past have taken corporate money and APAC, and also on the Republican side as well. But I think people are really fed up with that. They want somebody who speaks truth to power, and that's me.
Patrick Mosoff coins himself as a servant of the people and says his years of humanitarian work overseas helped shape his view of leadership and democracy. Mosoff's campaign is built around restoring trust in government, strengthening democratic institutions, and applying what he describes as a broad understanding of public policy to the challenges facing Hampton Roads.
Because I worked so much in democracy, human rights, and governance, and again, a lot of those human rights I was working on were political freedoms, which is also related to the political process. I was involved in observing political processes, involved in observing political parties, fighting for human rights, looking at good governance, how good governance should function, and had many, many years throughout my career to reflect on how you get good results for people. And then I realized, rather than being an outside observer, I want to be in government. So I decided I should run for office.
4 candidates, 4 different visions for Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. Now it's up to Democratic voters to decide who will carry their party's banner into the general election. Leila Cox, 13 News Now.
All right, Leila, thank you. And early voting is already underway. Democratic voters will choose their nominee Tuesday, August 4th, and Jen Kiggans is unopposed for the Republican nomination.